just to show people what cars used to look like. Nice wheels in the air for Mike. 636 for Mike, 606 for Team Canada. Boy, he's got high gear reverse. Team Canada left-hand side, Team Maple Grove on the right. I would predict that a black car will actually get to the finish line first this time. And I've always been right on that. In fact, it will be, not only will it be a black car get there first, it's also going to be a dragster. Double 02 light, lane 1. Goes through a 506 at 135 to a 497 at 137. Kyle Core in Saddleback Dodge over on the right-hand side. Out of Team New Media. Left-hand side, also Team New Media. No, that's Lynn Bowie, Team Mason-Dixon. I'll get it right. I'm just learning. 2 weeks ago, I didn't even know what a drag strip was. I thought RuPaul ran the only drag strip. Core with wheels in the air, 109.60 foot for 469 at 148. Pretty nice run. I think he'll accept that. He was like 0001 on the tree. Matthew Himes, left-hand side. Out of Team Esta. Going to take on Team Maple Grove's car. Long car. Got said Bordos on the mufflers on the car. Hits a tree 027 to 019 for Matthew. And at the stripe of 479 at 145 to a 651 at 104 for Matthew Himes. Really a nice wrap scheme on this car the whole way from the front to the rear wing. The only thing missing is the rims should probably have the same wrap scheme on them. We'll work on that for next week. 471 predicted dial in on the left side. Team Lebanon Valley's number 1 man, or number 7. So a 71 would be a 75, let's guess. Well, if he runs a 71, he knows his car at 145 miles an hour to a 492 at 138 for Team Lebanon. Maple Grove, and now we got a split window Corvette. Anthony Zergelli. Zigarelli. Let's say that one 10 times fast. Maybe after about 8 drinks, it'd be all right. Jen Murray on the right-hand side, Team Maple Grove. 2005 dragster, 582 cubic inches. Predicted 490 on the dial-in plate. Hits a tree, 003. Runs a 494, 139. To the Corvette's 557. That's still a quick door car at 124. Now we got number 1 man for Team Maple Grove. That's Amy Left-hand side, Team South Mountain, Jeff Allenbach. Albach, I guess it is. Jason Amy hits a tree at 129. And what he is looking for there is 116, runs a 512, 133 to a 664 for Jeff at 105 miles an hour. Chevy Nova on the right-hand side from Team New Media, taking on New England Dragway's long car. I think it says Steve on the side of the driver. A little early by 006, 6 thou. Got the stripe of 494 to 140 for the long car to a 577 for Team New Media Dragway, 118 miles an hour. Left-hand side, Mean Green Machine, Chevrolet. Right-hand side of your track, Team Island Dragway, long car, Borla Mufflers. Keeping it quiet up there in that part of New York, sneaking down the track. Nobody knows he's there. Predicted a 511 on his dial-in plate. I say 515. Let's see what the scoreboard says. 513. I think it's a quarter. It's a 1968 heads up. Says unknown caller. He's speaking. Hey, listen. Well, you can't because I'm working at an event right now, and I'm their announcer, so I just took the call out of courtesy to make sure it wasn't an emergency. So later on, bye.
Now it's lit up for you.
What's lit up?
It went off again. The little live timing box.
Yeah, because he unplugged that and plugged it back
when
in.
It turned green. It went away there. It should have.
Well, when he unplugged that, it would.
But it froze earlier on, so I don't know.
Oh.
Happened there.
All right, we're going to go down and check out. I think we have a piece of paper down there. Somebody left their receipt from Wawa on the track. Yeah. He's only like 1,800 feet away from it right now, but he's closing quick. No Wawas. Look at that. He's really getting it now. He's approaching the paper. Be very cautious. Yeah. I think somebody threw out their Chick-fil-A napkins. He's got the lights on. He's going to arrest that paper, believe me. He's taking it in custody. He's got one more to go. Hope he has enough gas to get to the next one. I think he does. Yes, he's reappearing out the door at this time. Ever so cautiously, he bends down, picks up the paper. They switch drivers now because they're kind of like tired. Up. An undisclosed receipt. I think it's the key card to the motel room. You know, they only have. Oh no. Yeah. I hate when that happens. This is a summit race, though. So just wanted to identify the track as a summit track. Hey, great job there, everybody. Let's do the wave when they come by here in there, all both of you. Fantastic job. Give him a big hand. Come on, there. Ray. Hey, one of my favorite cars, and I tell you, he could park this truck in my garage at any time, forget that it's there. Joe Martz, Racers for Christ chaplain over in the right-hand lane. Really a great person to be around. Left-hand side of your track hails from Team Lebanon Valley. Their number one man. Don't have the data in here. Somebody will tell me who he is. It's Mark? Mark Beaton. All right. Yes. All right, we're looking for a perform pager? Air pager, yes. Racers lost his pager for his Perform Air pager. If you find it, please bring it up to the tower. Thank you. How about a 001 to 023 and a 508 for Joe Martz and a 477 for Benton. Pretty nice runs on both cars. Another nice hot rod. Yeah, we're in Super ET. We got Super and then two-wheelers. There's some nice looking vehicles here. Check out the wheels on these cars. That's more than I make a year just to buy a rim. Team Lebanon Valley left side. Team New Media Dragway on the right. S10 looks good. 526. Hauls the mail. 520 on a 526 prediction. Pretty good. 481 for the long car at 142 miles an hour. Team New Media coming up in the long car right-hand side of your track. Now we got another Thurston here. This is Daddy Ray Thurston. You see RT4 earlier. This is RT3. These are Plymouth people, believe me, Chrysler only. Daddy Ray gets away, 016 light. And at the stripe, the Barracuda, 679 at 100 miles an hour. Hi, Mama Thurston and Ray Ray. 499 right-hand side for Team New Media's long car. Now we have a pair of them. Team Lebanon Valley, both sides of the track, number 5 and number 9. I think there was a movie like that, number 9. What's it say, Frank Beard? Berard? See, my eyes. What is he, a goat farmer? Wow. Greatest of all times, farmer. Daddy. Oh, maybe that's not the way it sounds. don't believe that goat. don't believe nothing he says. Anyhow, right hand side, long car. It says Nichols on it. I bet it costs more than nickels though to build that. Hits the tree 108 to 107 60 foot, 017 to no 20 respectively. Very nice 475 at 144 to a 497 at 134. You know, the highest mile an hour I've seen so far is 148 miles an hour in the 8th. I think we'll probably see some 150s before it's all over. Albert Ferrari. Albert Ferrari. He's got 2 Alberts in his names. Right-hand side, Team Canada. Real nice duster. Once again, ladies, I know if you see a man with a mop, you get excited and everything, but these mops are designed not to hurt a man's delicate hands. Left-hand side there first, 616 at 111 to a 654 at 103. Team Canada. Two more Team Lebanon Valley cars. It took them a long time to get here. They are really far away. They live like many, many feet away from the track. Looney Tunes. That's a neat name for a car. That's probably what his wife feels about drag racing. I think I hear a blower car back there. Turns it red by 016. 006 on the tree for the long car. 515 to a 6 flat. And I did hear a blower car. Where do they come from? Team New Media Dragway. Oh no, this is Team Mason-Dixon. Sorry. I don't know whether this is David or not. I really think that's husband and wife there on the starting line. David and Dana Bouchon. Beauchamp. That's husband and wife, right? Yeah, I thought so. I'm not sure which one's which, though. David's on the right. Well, he beat his wife there to the start line, so that's it for him for today, I tell you. Better to let the woman win. I don't know. He's got a 448 on his prediction, and I say 450. No time for right lane left before the tree was activated. And he's got his stuff together, 448 dead on, 155 mile an hour. There's your 150 plus mile run. You're supposed to. I had to go ship stuff UPS, and I didn't feel like running to the post office, so I just shipped it all in the same place. Hey, we got a Chevrolet in lane 1. Got a little injector sticking out of the hood. I don't know whether it's hiding the carburetor or it's truly injected. Right-hand side, New England Dragway's long car. Turns the red by 021, right-hand lane. At the stripe, though, 492 for Team New England, 565 for Team Maple Grove. David Hebig, right-hand side, Team Island Dragway. We always do. All right, Team New England, Team Island getting ready to do battle on the starting line. A lot of wheel underneath that door car. And he carries the wheels out past the 60-foot. Faster, though, 468 at 146 miles an hour to a 586 on the door car. Our number 2 racer for Mason-Dixon Dragway, Andy Dolan, doing the driving. Missed number 1 by just a few points. Team Lebanon Valley. Dolan hits a tree 013 to an 028 for Team Lebanon Valley. Team Lebanon Valley a 486, Dolan a 609. Hey, I'd like to have the motorcycles to 7 and 8. That's a big number that looks crooked, and the one that has the 2 circles for my motorcycle racers, just to help you out. If you're from West Virginia, anyhow, we'd like to have bikes, motorcycles to lanes 7 and 8. Motorcycles to 7 and 8. Hits a tree, nice 012, 105, 60 foot. Glued to the track, a 470 at 146 miles an hour to a 551, 125. No slouch there either, I can tell you. Georgie Hoff over on the right-hand side from Team Cecil County. Wonder how I know that name. Left-hand side, Team Numidia. Yep, bikes and sleds to 7 and 8. How about a 005 for the long car, 108 60 foot, and a 475 at 145. Georgie Hoff goes through 697 at 96 miles an hour. right, long car on the right-hand side. Data hadn't come up yet, but I'm sure it will. Team Canada in the 340 Chrysler. Pretty nice hot rod there, too. Inching their way forward to get into the stage beams. That's the only way we can get a time. I look much skinnier if you turn them around. Another wheel standing car. Dragster just glued to the track with a 006 light and a 456. Pretty fast hot rod there at 152 miles an hour to a 620 at 109. Tell you what, this guy that's doing all the mopping down there, he's only going to be like 70 pounds when he gets done today. Does a good job keeping that starting line clean, that's for sure. Robert Boyd, left-hand side of your track from Team Island Dragway. Team New England in the long car, right-hand side. Big block Chevrolet. Riding the wheelie bars on the Chevy Camaro. 1005 was his light, and a 573 at 118. To the long cars, 516 at 132. Final call. That means the last call, too, for motorcycles and sleds. To the lanes 7 and 8. Right-hand side, Team New England, or New Media Dragway, both cars. 2 long cars. How long are they? 240 inches, 250 inches. .107 and 106 60 foot left car there. First 463 to a 476. All right, bike should be in 7 and 8 for their time run. Once we get finished with the bikes, we have completed pretty much. Yeah, that means he's from Maple Grove, probably. What part of follow the program don't you understand? All right. Part of the deal is you need your team number and team description on the left side of your car. It was published about a year ago, so I know that, slow readers. Nice car, though. Is this the last supercar we have? All right, we got the Positrax coming up next. Every one of these next vehicles is Positrack. Spool rears. .016 on the tree and a 621 at 109 at the stripe. All right, next we got the Maniacs. Believe me, and if you you ain't catch me on one of these things, it's bad enough. Whew. I think to me, riding a motorcycle at 150 miles an hour is like being a door gunner in a helicopter. All right, a pair of Lebanon Valley cars, or bikes, I should say. Got a long bike, long swing arm, left-hand side, 460s to both bikes, 460 bikes. Matt Gazelle on the right-hand side. And at the stripe, they proved their point. A 463 at 125 to a 465 at 125. Team Canada, left-hand side, true stroke, Mike Kanapaki. Right-hand side, Boyd Mathias, Team Mason-Dixon Dragway. You can listen to the different sound of these motorcycles as they leave the starting line. .122.60 foot time for Michael and a 5:29. That's quick. 127 miles an hour to a 5:67 for Boyd at 121. Haley Hamilton over on the right-hand side. That's her dad looking on. Left-hand side, Team Lebanon Valley. 5:62 prediction for Team Lebanon Valley. Got a sound all their own, believe me, and they are quick. .131 to 152.60 foot. 570 to Haley's 633 at 109. Team Cecil County's number one, left-hand side of your track. Team Lebanon Valley, another bike over on the right-hand side. All right, I need Stephanie and Rob to report to the first floor office. Stephanie and Rob report to the first floor office. A 540 to a 559. Both bikes 129, 125. Good mile an hour. Now we got a sled on the left-hand side from Team Island Dragway. Right-hand side, Brian Canol's Team Mason-Dixon on his Hayabusa. 033 to 092. And at the stripe, 615 to Brian's 584. Jacob Hamilton now. You saw his dad helping his daughter on the right-hand side. This is his son. Team Numidia Dragway on the right-hand side, their number one bike. .017 to 007. Numidia out in front with a 589 to a 644 for Jacob. Team Maple Grove bike, left-hand side and right-hand side. Old school to new school. Long swing arm. Got the alien fender on the back. Torquey V twin on lane 1. A 543 for Team Maple Grove's right-hand side, the 653. Dave Clendence, right-hand side of the track for Team Mason-Dixon Dragway. Number 1 for Team Maple Grove, left-hand side. Dave hits the tree 006, takes the stripe with a 584 to the quicker 543 at 128 for Team Maple Grove. Up next, Kevin Sutliff, left-hand side for Team Esta Dragway, taking on Team Cecil County. Rising Sun, Maryland. A little bit early on the right and an 028 for Kevin. Kevin takes the stripe of 554 at 125 miles an hour to a 603 at 118. Esta Dragway's number 73 bike, left-hand side, up against New England's number 1, their champ. All right, at the stripe, lane 1, 563, 124 to a 573, 122 miles an hour. Number 2 for Team Maple Grove, left-hand side. Number 2 for New England Dragway. Still don't have some drivers' names in here. We'll hopefully get those in for next time we see the bikes on the track. At the stripe, a 525 to a 542 for Team Maple Grove. It looks like not a lot of bike there in lane 1. Looks like it's an ultralight to me. A lot of air between the fender and the wheel. Got that long stretch arm. Right-hand side, this is Daddy Hamilton. Had a son and a daughter race right before him. How about hitting a tree triple O? And the stripe 6 flat for both bikes. 6 flat with a 6, 6 flat with a 5. All right, if you're going to run the Sportsman Gamblers Race, bring a $50 bill with you and come to the back of the lanes to get written down and collected. If you choose not to run the Sportsman Gamblers Race, you will have a time run later today. So once again, Sportsman Gamblers Race entries to the back of the lanes with your $50 bill. If you choose not to run the Sportsman race, there will be a second time run for those vehicles later. Team Cecil County and Team Maple Grove on the starting line right now. As we wind up on the time runs, I don't think there's too many left now before we get underway with the Gamblers Race. Both bikes inching their way, well, lane 1 inching his way forward. Just made it. With much better light, 011 to a 490. Faster bike right hand side, 532 at 129 miles an hour to a 581, 120. I didn't really even see a number on that one. I don't know how she got that. 73 ID. Island Dragway predicts a 565. See how he does. Negative 018 on the stern. 136.60 foot. 565. Got that dialed in. 124. All right. Sportsman cars. Those that wish to be in the Gamblers Race, bring $50 with you to the back of the lanes. All right, pull all the way front. We'll walk the lanes and collect your $50. If there's any extra, you can bring it up to us upstairs. We're very impoverished up here. All right, if you... Yep, bring it all the way up to the front of 1 and 2 for Sportsman cars, and they'll walk back and collect the money and your car number. Hey, thank you. I'm going to sign off, and Bill will be the next wonderful voice you hear on this microphone.
Thank you, Elmer. I heard Elmer talk about the bikes. I basically agree with him, but from a guy that drove a blown 8-second Jeep, it's probably a 7-second car even back then, back in the 80s. I don't know. I don't know how much crazier the bikes are. Other than the fact you generally can't fall over on the in the Jeep. I want to let everybody know and remind everybody that if you're hungry, our concessions are open right behind the main grandstand. We have hot dogs, hamburgers, and cheeseburgers, of course. We have kielbasa dogs. We have chicken sandwiches. We have French fries that actually won the best French fries in the region award a couple of years ago with the Times Union newspaper down in Albany. We have ice cream and cold drinks too, so head down there, get yourself a snack. We're waiting for the Sportsman cars to come in. We are doing a gambler's race today for all 4 categories. And I'm really looking forward to it. The time trials looked pretty good, a lot of good lights. And we're going to have some fun and get a good gamblers in and a good practice for the big race, which is, of course, going to start tomorrow. We really appreciate everyone coming up here, making the tow all the way to Lebanon, New York. From as far away as Virginia, Maryland, Pennsylvania, all over the darn place, and Canada, of course. We're really happy to have everyone here. We hope you're comfortable. We hope you're enjoying things. A reminder, too, that these announcements are going out on 107.5 FM, and we are also broadcasting the event on Facebook and YouTube. If anybody, I'm Bill Horton. If anybody has my Facebook page, I shared the link on Facebook on my own page, so you can pick it up there. Nice hazy day. We're doing a little more track prep. And we will be into the first round of Sportsman ET shortly. Alrighty, so here we go. Pair of Dodge darts are going to lead us off. Head start going to the car from South Mountain. Charles Augustine from New Media Dragway is going to try to run him down. Start going to the white car and the win. 4 over with the 14 takes it. Augustine only 1 over, but a 76 reaction time equals a whole shot win for South Mountain. Gary Yeager and the blue Camaro very evenly matched, 300ths difference. And blue Camaro takes it by a couple of hundredths of a second. White Malibu getting the head start here, about 8/10 over A.J. Meyer. Esta Dragway chasing Maple Grove. And Maple Grove takes it 2 over with 37 light. Another one of the Agers. And almost a heads-up race. Island Dragway versus Esta Dragway. Oh boy. Somebody with a killer reaction time, and they win. That's the Yeager car, 1 over with a 008. No room for the other car, Island Dragway. Takes that pair. Next up, New Media Dragway and Todd Lipke, identical dial-in, 742. But, of course, the breakout rule is still in effect. Lipke with the whole shot and the win. He goes 1 over, 4 over for the car from New Media. Todd had the better light as well. Billy Kirpins Jr. will be chasing the car from Maple Grove, the black Monte Carlo. Small head start, a couple of tenths for the black car. Oh boy, Kirpins goes red by 6 thou. The Monte Carlo 018 light, 762 for the win. Jim Schmidbauer up next in the brown and cream-colored Chevy Malibu. He's going to get the head start over the cute little Mustang 2 from Cecil County. Schmidbauer, our home team, Lebanon Valley. Mustang with the whole shot. Mustang with the win. Schmidbauer breaks out by 5 thou. The Mustang a little off the dial, but good enough to get the win. Next pair, Dennis Boyko in the orange Camaro, getting the head start over Jeff Hannon, 85 Oldsmobile. Team South Mountain, Boyko from Team Canada. Boyko with the big hole shot, but he breaks out by 8 thou. Hannon with the win. Boyko had room to let off, but he did not. Jeff Hannon dodged a bullet there. Next pair. Well, it should be a pair. Jeff Skirdick on the starting line already with the Mustang from Team Island. Team Esta pulling up in the black Duster. Going to be a pretty substantial head start for the Mustang. Team Esta with the hole shot. Team Esta with the win, only needing a 744 to get it done. 5/100ths. The hole shot advantage. Now we got a pair of Malibus. Lebanon Valley in the Fink Lane. New England Dragway in the Napa Lane going red. Lebanon Valley car was late but gets the win with a 776 breakout run. Team Mason-Dixon. And Team Esta, that's Todd Minard in the pickup truck. Team Mason-Dixon had the light and the win with a 3 over. Run with a 30 reaction time. Another Mason-Dixon car. Actually, 2 Mason-Dixon cars, pickup truck and a car. The Klein pickup truck and the Rockstar Express Dodge Dart. Both of them were late, but the Dart had a huge hole shot. You saw it get out of the throttle really early. Get the easy win with the 752. Look at this. This is an only in drag racing pair. A mid-70s AMC Javelin getting the head start over the Buick Skylark luxury convertible with wheel pants. You gotta love it. The AMC red lights and the Buick from Island Dragway getting the easy win. We do want to thank our major sponsors, Summit Racing Equipment and Ensinger Performance, for helping us put on this race for the best racers this year in the entire Northeast. Pretty close one here. New England Dragway over in the Napa lanes could be chasing Team Maple Grove. Chevelle chasing Innova. Advantage Maple Grove, and the win goes to Maple Grove. 4 over with a 48 light. lot of fun here. Announcing this, we normally do run quarter mile here, but we had a big money race last weekend that I worked at. That was 8th mile, and man, you gotta love this thing. Moon Cusser Tattoo sponsored El Camino high riser with pipes, and I'm not going to ask what those things on the back bumper are, and emergency lights. That's Team New England, Mitch Spirit. Team Island in the Mustang leaving first. Big hole shot for Spirit and an easy win with a 1-over on the brakes run. But that El Camino, man, I've never seen anything like that. I probably never will again. All right, Team Mason-Dixon Camaro getting 3/10 over Esta Dragway, Oldsmobile in the Fink Equipment lane. Again, we're waiting for a lot of the driver names to get loaded in the computer. We appreciate everyone's patience. Team Mason with the hole shot and the win, 8:15 on an 8:10. Team Esta breaks out by 3, trying to chase him down. Now, you may love Mustangs, but if you don't choose, if you were given the choice and you didn't choose the blue car, I would think there is something wrong with you. There is, this is almost a heads-up race. Team New England, the gorgeous car, and Al Noble from New Media in the Red Fox body. Oh, baby. Somebody has a 001. Yeah, that's Al Noble and the winner. He was on the brakes, only needed a 743 on a 737 to get that one. The blue Mustang won over, so definitely a whole shot win for Al Noble. Next pair, we have a Chevrolet versus a Mopar. The Mopar, Team Maple Grove, getting a very small head start over the New England Chevelle. That is so cool. I love man, that thing is just amazing. Maple Grove with the light and the win, 801 and 795. Again, a whole shot win for the Dodge Dart from Maple Grove. Now we have 2 Maple Grovers. Blazer out there first. Mopar trying to run him down. Chevy Blazer a much better light, 772 on a 65. Hey, attention in the pits, attention in the pits. The reps for South Mountain and Cecil County, South Mountain, Cecil County, please go to the first floor tower office. We have packages for you. Given the events of the past few days, I can assure you they're not pagers or other electronic devices. Boy, all the Maple Grove cars came up at once. Camaro is going to try to run down the Chevelle of South Mountain Dragway. Chevelle with the advantage, but he breaks out, didn't get on the brakes, broke out by 8 thou. Maple Grove car, 756 on a 50, gets the win despite a 117 reaction time. Dave Harvey in the far lane getting the head start over the Cecil County Plymouth Duster. They're both Dusters. Dave Harvey from Team Island Dragway. Can Harvey hold on? Yes, he can. He had a great light. Goes 6 over for the win. Attention in the pits. Attention in the pits. Pro Eliminator gamblers to 1 and 2, please. Go to the top of the lanes. Bring your money with you. Pro Eliminator gamblers to lanes 1 and 2 now, please. Another very tight race. The Buick getting the head start of only 800s over the Camaro. Team New Media being chased by Team New England. Oh, huge red light for New England. The Buick left too soon, but in that case, the one that leaves too soon by the least gets the win. And that was by far the Buick with the 756 on his 750. Gotta love station wagons. Little Ford in the far lane from Team Canada, getting chased by Team Island. That's a Malibu, I believe, station wagon, late 60s. 68, 69, somewhere in there. Dale says it's a 69. I believe him, and they won. Red light for the Ford. Long Groove dead on with a 1 with a 35 light. Best package so far. Go Long Groove. Team Mason-Dixon Camaro getting the head start at 1.3 seconds over the Maple Grove Duster, I believe, 73 Duster. Two good reaction times, but the better one takes it. Mason-Dixon, 1 over with the 10. That gets it. 4 over with the 29. Goes home. Well, not home. Back to the trailer. Try again tomorrow. I was wrong. We're doing buybacks. Russ Wilbur in Long Roof from Lebanon Valley will be getting chased by the Cecil County El Camino. Oh man, now we're starting to get serious. Russ Wilbur had a good run, 2 over with the 28, but couldn't beat a 002 with a 3 over. Whole shot win for the El Camino. Russ is going to be checking his time slip. He's going to say, what happened? What did I do wrong? And it's like, Russ, you didn't do anything wrong. All right, so that does it for the first round of the Sportsman Gamblers. So once again, Pro Eliminator. If you are not in lanes for the gamblers, get your butts up there ASAP. So once again, we're waiting for the Pro Eliminator cars to get paid and locked and loaded. And we are going to continue round one of the gamblers. Here we go, round one, Pro Eliminator gamblers. We start out with James Young from Team Island in the Fink Equipment lane. And the head start's going to go to the copper-colored Mustang from South Mountain Dragway. South Mountain goes red. James Young gets the win, 22 light. He's got a 652. He goes a 654. Next up, Thunderstruck. Joe Valencia from Mason Dixon is going to be chasing our own Joe Grasso in this Chevelle. A couple of yellow cars. Good example of how different the color yellow can be. Valencia goes red by 5 thou. Joe Grasso gets the win. 022 light. 658 on a 657 dial. Excellent run for Joe. Next pair, Mason Dixon. The green pickup truck getting the head start over the Camaro from South Mountain. And the Camaro from South Mountain illustrating how different the color blue can be. Mason Dixon looking good. Hits the brake, slows to a 673 in the wind. The light was an 014. South Mountain was really late and broke out by a couple, trying to chase him down. Red Mustang, red Vega. That's, I think, a 72 or 73 Vega from Mason Dixon. I think a 66 or 67 Mustang notchback from Island Dragway. Beautiful car. Both are green. It's fairly close. At the top end, it's the Vega and a double breakout. When both cars break out, the one that breaks out by the least gets the win. Vega was 2 under, the other car 3 under. Here's our track champ, Pete Bushnell. In the Fink Equipment lane, this is a great car to watch. Pulls front wheels every time. He is going to try to chase down Bob McAllister From New Jersey, Team Cecil. McAllister had the light, but Pete Bushnell gets the win. Margin, not that close, about a tenth of a second. Bob Bates, formerly Team Mako, now Team Cecil, could be chasing down Team Mason-Dixon, that beautiful red Chevelle. Somebody's got a great light, and that is Bob 007. Slows to a 585 on a 78 for the win. Hey, attention in the pits. Attention in the pits. The guy that lost his pager, his weather station pager, we have it up here for you. Second floor of the tower. Hannah Bogus in the blue Malibu is going to try to chase down the red Camaro racing out of Island Dragway. Hannah goes red by 5 thou. Camaro gets the win, 70 light and 2 over. Lebanon Valley's Dan McIntosh over in the Napa lane is going to be chasing this Chevy Nova out of New Media Dragway. DJ Clark, the driver. Pretty much dead even on the tree, and McIntosh breaks out by 1/1000th of a second. Team New Media gets the win, 7 over with a 51 light. Next up, cool-looking Pinto from Team Canada. We'll be chasing Dan Hanley. This guy's work cut out for him. Hanley gets the win. The Pinto, well, the reaction time started with a 2. How about that? Hanley, 72 light and 5 over for an easy win. Next up, Ski Viveros from Team New England's going to be chasing the Dodge from Mason-Dixon. Mike Moore. Very close on reaction time, and at the top end, the Little Vega gets it with a 4 over breakout run for the Dodge, Mike Moore. Chevelle versus Mustang. They're both green. The faster car already ahead, but he breaks out by a couple. The Mustang gets the win, 5 over with the 68 light. This thing is so cool. I think it's the only Ford Ranchero racing. He's going to be doing the chasing. He's both of them, Team Mason-Dixon. Ranchero is late, but it doesn't matter when the Camaro red lit. Ranchero 611 with the 7 on a 612 dial for the win. Mike Monday in the far lane, Team New Media in the Mustang getting the head start over the Nova from Team Canada. And the Nova is dead late, and the Mustang gets the win handily, only needing a 723 on a 707 dial for the win, and still takes a ton of stripe. Brad Taylor from Team Canada getting a half-second head start over Grant Nichols Jr. in the Napa lane. He's a Lebanon Valley racer. Both are green. The lights are close. Nichols has the better light, gets the win with the 654 on a 649. Taylor close to the dial, a whole shot win for Grant, 23-40 were the lights. Mike Block had such a great year in this little Mustang here at Lebanon Valley, came close to winning the points, finished in second. Island Dragway. The little Nova is going to try to chase him down. And red lights. Block with a 30 green light gets the win with a 763 on a 760. Kevin Core in the far lane, 71 Demon from Maple Grove. Getting the head start over Matt Consiglio, Team Esta. Starting line advantage, Mopar and the win, Mopar. 4 over with the 28 gets an easy win. Technically a whole shot, but both cars were 4 over. Brian Willett, Team Lebanon Valley, is going to be doing the chasing. Scott Besaw. Team Esta getting the head start. I like the name on that car. Hi, I'm Deadly. Well, yeah, kinda. He red lit. Brian Willett, 004 light, 2 over, gets a free pass into round 2. Chris Corleon. I'll go with that pronunciation. He's in the Fink Lane. Team Esta, beautiful 65 Malibu. Team Mason-Dixon in the far lane with the Buick Skylark. Last name is Garner. And Garner has better light, and Garner's the win. 3 over with the 21 light. Michael Franick in the far lane, Team Island, is going to try to hold off this thing, the Charging police car of Anthony Johnson. This car is just so cool. Runs in the 8s when it runs the quarter mile. Over 150 miles an hour. That's what you call police pursuit. Close on the lights. Better light takes it. Anthony breaks out by 3. Michael Franick 2 over with a 48. Another Dodge Demon, Team Mason-Dixon in the Fink Lane. And our own Paul Lattarulo will be doing the chasing in that flamed Camaro in the Napa lane. Mopar has the light. Mopar with the win, 4 over with a 16. Lattarulo 5 off with the 50 light, not good enough. Dave Harvey over in the Napa lane, that's a 79 Le Mans. Reminds me of our own 79 Grand Am that races here. The S10 pickup truck from Maple Grove doing the chasing. Advantage Harvey and the win Harvey. 1 over with the 22. Beats a 3 over with the 41. Pretty good race. Bob Hartnett in the pickup truck. Team Cecil. He's going to be chasing a little Chevy Nova. That's a 73 or 74 from Team New Media. And Hartnett breaks out by 8 thou. The wing goes to the Napa lane. 724 on 719. Gino Picozzi in the Mustang is going to be doing, well, the newer Mustang is going to be chasing the older Mustang. That's Steve Long. It's a 70 Mustang, Team Cecil. Gino racing for Team New England. Steve Long goes red. Gino, 42 light, 637 on a 34 for the round win. Moves into round 2. Camaro from New Media is going to be chasing Andrew Bracuto. Team Maple Grove in the Firebird. Very fast 603 dialing for the Camaro. He's got the light, but can't run the number. Bracuto gets the win by 4 thousandths of a second. Attention in the pits. Attention in the pits. Last call for race fuel today. Last call for race fuel. Fuel depots in the back of the staging lanes. Tom Scrifignano in the pickup truck. And Frank Falcone in the Camaro. Almost a heads-up race here. Team New Media, Team Island. Wow. Almost identical reaction times. And Scrifignano gets the win by about 200ths of a second. The lights were 22 and 19. Wayne Seavey, Team New England, is going to be chasing Tom Diglio, Team Esta. Seavey looking super, and he gets the win 4 over with the 17 light. He was on the brakes. Gets an easy one. Joe Henderson, Team New England, in almost a heads-up race with Terry Lee, Team Esta, in that yellow Mustang. Henderson goes red. Terry Lee, 27 lights, 612, dead on with a 4. Great run for Terry Lee. It's funny looking at the numbers. Henderson just, I don't think, could have won that, regardless of his reaction time. Next pair, Team Canada. The BMW is going to get the head start over the Dodge Dart from Team New Media. George Carrera in the Beamer. Well, Killer Light says it all. Team New Media 005, 3 over. Gets an easy win over the Beamer, whose reaction time started with a 1. Robert Dunlap, the last dollar bill, getting the head start over the Camaro from New England. Red light start for the Camaro Dunlap, late but with the win, 2 over with a 112 light. Dunlap moves on to round 2. Paul Northrop, Team New Media, that nice silver Chevelle, getting the head start over the Monte Carlo from Island Dragway. Rob Zetterberg, I thought I recognized that car. May have been repainted. Zetterberg has the light but can't run the number. Northrop gets the win, 1 over. Margin of victory, wow, that was a close one, 4 thousandths of a second. Next up, John Calaga. Man, I love this Mercury Cougar. He's getting the head start. It's going to get chased by the Island Dragway Chevy S10 pickup. Taylor Weicker aboard. Oh my goodness. The Cougar has a perfect light, can't run the number, 10 light for the pickup truck, 1 over, gets the win by 0.03 of a second. Poor John Calaga. Dodge Coronet, I love this car, man. That just reeks of the early 1970s. Team New Media. I think that's Danny Bell in the Chevy Nova. The lights 2 thou apart, and Hee-Haw gets the win by 100th of a second. He's dead on with the 5. Dave Parker, another Lebanon Valley car in the silver and black Camaro. Will try to hold off the Island Dragway Plymouth Duster. Advantage Parker and the win, 5 over with a 20. Breakout run for the Island Dragway car by 4 thousandths of a second. Chris Gonier in this pickup. This is such a neat looking piece. He's going to try to hold off the Lebanon Valley car of Paul Scribani. Pickup truck went in a little too deep, goes red by 9 thou. Scribani, 574 on 71, gets the win. Next up, Jared Kinson. Looks like he won the points up there. He is going to be chasing the safety green El Camino from South Mountain Dragway. That would be a great car to have in a really big parking lot because, man, you can't lose that. Jared has the light, has an easy win, 6 over with the 14 light. He was out of it early. All right, Trish Witt in the Dodge Dart. Team Cecil is going to be chasing Team New Media, the S10 pickup. Two good lights. The pickup truck had the better light, couldn't run the number. Trish Witt, 2 over with a 32, gets the win by, wow, 0.03 of a second. Angela Clough and Mike Riley, 2 New England cars going at it. Angela getting the head start. I don't know really what was going on there. She kept creeping in. She was already fully staged. She red lights. Malibu gets the win, 666 on a 663. I want to say hello to the folks watching us on YouTube and Facebook. We appreciate your tuning in. We thank our 2 major sponsors, Summit Racing Equipment and Insinger Performance. Next up, Matt Wilson from Cecil County, the Blue Camaro, and let's see if I can see the name. I can see it, but I can't read it. Almost a heads-up race. Wilson with the head start. Very close on the lights. And Wilson gets the win, 3 over to a 6 over. We got a couple of white Fox bodies in the Fink Lane. That is the legendary Dan Casey. He will be chasing Christiana Hubbard, Team Esta. Well, I jinxed Dan Casey good. He goes red. Christiana with the win, 727 on the 720 at 10 light. This is a pretty car. Bob Gonier, the Pontiac Firebird from New Media Dragway. Team New England over in the Napa lane. Gonier gets the win. Hey, attention in the pits. Attention in the pits. We need Super Eliminator for the Gamblers race. Car number 1, Mason Dixon. You have the bye if there is one, so go up lane 7. Next up, Frank Ware driving for Esta in the Fink Lane. Dave Henry, Team Island, in the Napa lane. Identical reaction times to the thou. And Team Island gets it. Margin victory. Couple of hundreds. Maple Grove getting the head start. I know that's Paul. I can't remember his last name. He's been to the bracket finals many, many times. DJ Hubbard from ESTA is going to try to run him down. And he does. 627 on a 20 gets it done. By virtue of a hole shot, Paul was way late. Hubbard was on the brakes. Had an easy win. Next up, Lee Rakovich. Getting a very small head start over John Hedenberg. Team Maple Grove. Another one, two good lights. They're close. And the Fink Equipment Lane gets it. 3 over with a 34 light. Both of them 3 over. Based on reaction times, couple of hun, that was the margin. I like this Camaro. Team Mason-Dixon. Could be chasing the Chevy Nova from Team New England. Driver is Kay Rice. Could be Kevin, could be Ken, could be Kathy. Could be a lot of different Rices. Oh boy. There is some serious smoke coming from that car. He gets the win because of a breakout run, but I think we're going to hold up. Maybe not. I guess that was just tire smoke. All right, we're getting the clear report, so we move on. The little Nova from South Mountain going to get the head start over the Plymouth Duster from New England Dragway. With Fred aboard. Doesn't have a last name. Just Fred. And Fred ain't red. In fact, he's way too green. And the South Mountain gets the easy win, 652 on a 643. Last car. I like this thing, 4-door. I think is that a Dodge or a Plymouth, Dale? That's a Plymouth. That was a fun first round. Everybody's still getting used to the track and the lights and everything else. 670 with the 7 on a 671. Excellent, excellent run. Super Eliminator. Gamblers will be up next. Super, if you're not in lanes already, I'd suggest you haul tail up there. Alrighty, everyone. We got lanes full of Super Eliminator cars. First round, the Super Gamblers coming right up. We'll do bikes after that. I'll tell you one thing, with $50 entry in all these cars, whoever wins these Gamblers is going to make their weekend, even if they go out in the first round of the big race. Here we go. Team Canada in the far lane. Nice looking Dodge Daytona. Could be chasing the Monte Carlo of Bill Blaker III, one of our local guys. His car runs in Super Street and also ET brackets. Bill's a young guy. I think he's still in high school. He's doing very well with this big car. Blaker with the advantage and the win. 3 over with a 33. Beats a 4 over with a 97. Car number 8, Team Canada in the Napa lane. Getting a little bit of a head start over the Mason-Dixon S10 pickup in the Fink lane. Mason-Dixon goes red. Team Canada going to get this pair, 677 with a 4 on a 678. We're all in agreement this has got to be one of the coolest cars on the premises. The Willis from Mason-Dixon could be chasing, giving up a lot to George Hoff in the other lane, number 1 car from Cecil County. Off goes red. Willis 016, 1 over for the win. Man, that's impressive. Far lane, Kevin Billets Jr., one of our locals, up against Nelson Bila Jr., still one of our locals, even though he's racing for New England Dragway. The Band-Aid car, there's a long story. But in any event, I still think they should send a packet to Johnson & Johnson and say, hey, you guys want to sponsor this? They could do all sorts of like multicolor Band-Aids on it. They could paint the whole car in Band-Aid stickers. Getting a head start of almost a second over the dragster. Lil Nell goes Lil Red. Billets 1 over with the 46, gets the round 1 win. There's another guy that used to race here all the time, Mike Rogers. Been hitting all the money races, been doing pretty well. He's going to be chasing Dale Schaefer. Dale had an excellent year this year in Super Eliminator, a very clean 92 Camaro. Mike racing for Team New Media, I should mention. And he's kind of dead late. Dale gets the win. Dead on with the 9 with the 23 light. Iggy Falcone, guy that's been around forever. Team Esta in that GTO. Going to get a little bit of a head start, about a quarter second over the Chevy Monza. I forget the gentleman's name. He was here last week racing at the big money races, doing good things and going rounds. He's got the light, too, and the win. 2 over with an 18. Moves the Monza into round 2. John Robertson, number 1 car from Team Canada. In the Napa lane. Up against the chopped up Porsche in the Fink Equipment lane from Team New England. Team Canada goes red by 2 thou. The Porsche 13 green and 4 over. One of my old buddies from New England Dragway, Al Cowing, in the Fink Equipment lane, been racing this car for, well, certainly over 30 years. How about that? He's getting the head start over Doug Dahl, racing from South Mountain. Somebody has a killer light. Yeah, it's Doug Dahl. 001 with 3 over gets an not that easy a win. Win by 6 thou over Al Cowing. Matt Himes, Esta Dragway in the long roof. Harley Parson in the short roof. Basically both are Malibus. Harley getting the head start. Himes has the hole shot. Himes got the win. 3 over with a 005. Beats a 2 over with a 37 hole shot win for Matthew Himes. Now we got a couple of Lebanon Valley cars. Certainly one of the fastest cars on the premises, backing up in the Fink lane. Jamie Diamond driving his wife's car. They have it dialed up to a 450. That's a blower on the big block Chevy. George Foster in the far lane, getting the head start. Diamond's car capable of running in the 6s in the quarter mile. There was something truly wrong with that one. We are going to reset and give him another shot at it. Dead even on the line at the top end. George Foster gets the win, margin victory, 100th of a second. Hey, attention in the pits, attention in the pits. All team captains, there is a mandatory meeting right now at the NHRA trailer. All team captains go to the NHRA trailer immediately for a mandatory meeting. Thank you. Legino Raimondo in the Nova, Jeff Alabach in the pickup truck, South Mountain versus Team Canada. Alabach gets the win, had the better light, goes dead on with a 1. Raimondo was dead on with a 9, but gave up a couple of hundredths on the light. Mark Gonning getting the head start, the dragster from Maple Grove giving chase and can't do it. Gonning had 004, goes 5 over for the win, margin victory. Woo. 0.02 of a second. This should be a pretty good race right here. Number 2 car from Mason-Dixon going to be chasing number 3 car from South Mountain. South Mountain with the advantage and South Mountain with the win. 1 over with the 32. Beats a dead on with the 54, margin 16 thousandths of a second. Good race. Next up, almost a heads-up race here. A couple of dragsters. Steve Whitman in the blue car. He's from Mason-Dixon. He's from York, Pennsylvania. They used to have a drag strip there. Up against Keith Lozier. Keith won the points at Lebanon Valley. I believe it was last year. Only 0.05 of a second difference between the two cars. Advantage Whitman. but he can't run the number. Lozier dead on with the Ford with a 19, beats him by 3 thousandths of a second. Great race. Anthony Zagarelli is going to be chasing the number 8 car from Maple Grove. That's Jim Carley. Pretty close. 0.07 of a second between them. Carley goes red. Zagarelli 5:56 on a 56 with an 8:26 light. Gets a round win for Esta. Grant Nichols Jr. No, Grant Nichols Sr. I kind of know this. He's going to be chasing the Ford from Mason-Dixon. He had great light, but he got treed. And he's out of there. 3 over. 2 over with 003, gets the win by a couple of hundredths of a second. We're going to hold up for a minute. Saw a little smoke from Grant's car. That is not typical. We're going to make sure the track's okay. Once again, hello to all the people out there in TV land watching us on Facebook and YouTube. We appreciate your tuning in. We are in the middle of a beautiful afternoon here at Lebanon Valley, first day of the bracket finals. In the middle of a nice big old gamblers race, $50 entry. Whoever wins is going to do pretty well today. We are checking the track. We got a little smoke out of the last pair, and we just want to make sure everything is happy. All right, here we go. Tom Samsel in the Vega, taking on the number 3 car from Maple Grove. Both cars leave too soon, but Maple Grove car by only 1,000th, actually even less than that, gets the win. 508 on the 506. Red light .0001. Car in the far lane is based on Charlie Allen's Saddleback Dodge Funny Car, back from about 1970. Team New Media. He is leaving on Boney Maroney, one of Lebanon Valley's cars. And Boney goes way red. Kyle Core in the Saddleback Dodge car gets the win, 667 on a 661. Mike Thomas in the Camaro is going to try to chase down Mark Consiglio in the Nova. Consiglio from Esta, both cars from Esta. Very close on lights. Mike Tom is dead on with 1, gets the win by 100th of a second. Great race. Lights a 34 to a 30. Now here are, wow, lots of years of racing. Over in the far lane, Randy Krause, one of the killers, guys, won the bracket finals multiple times. Team Mason-Dixon up against Paul Fitzgerald, Team New England. When I started racing in 1990, Paul was already quite established. Great guy. Paul getting the head start. Randy Krause gets the win. Paul was kind of late. Randy only needs a 490 on a 486 to get around him. Next pair, Lebanon Valley's Ed Colboletta in the Camaro. Try to hold off the dragster from New England Dragway. Ed's got the light, but can't run the number. The dragster drives around him at the top end by 100th of a second. Dead on with a 6 for the dragster. Ooh, we got a good pair right here. 2 dragsters fast and faster. Getting the head start, Lebanon Valley's Frank Berard, former track champ here. Over in the far lane from New England Dragway, their track champ, Brian LeBlanc, who's won just about everything, including NHRA National, at least one NHRA National event. Frank goes red by 2 thou. LeBlanc 013. Dead on with a 1. Don't be too upset, Frank. You probably were not going to drive around that. Team Island, Jean-Ann Zetterberg in the dragster. Could be chasing down, I'm guessing, Danny Bell, or one of the Bells in any event, in the Orange Nova. Well, who's ever in that Nova cut a light, but can't run the number, can't even come close. Jean-Ann, 21 light, only needs a 530 on 513 dial to get the win. The Nova, by the way, had a 001. South Mountain, the dragster, driven by Richie. I don't know Richie who, but Richie. James Mosher. Team Cecil in the Mustang, getting the head start. Mustang looking good and gets the win. Had 300s and goes 1 over for the win. Next pair, Caleb Klein, Team Mason-Dixon in the pickup truck, getting the head start over the dragster from Maple Grove. The dragster looks like yeah, it is. Older Egg Quay car, not sure who's in it. Pretty much dead even, and the pickup truck, just like Elmer said, takes him out. 3 over for the dragster, 2 over for the truck. The light's an 18 to a 15 margin, exactly 100th of a second. Next pair in the far lane, Brian Reclitus, I'm guessing. Reclitus, well, yeah. Reclitus. I would say that would be something you'd get from crashing too many cars, Reclitus. But number 4 car from New Media could be chasing Brian Mirsky in the Fink equipment lane from South Mountain. Reclitus had him on the tree, goes 3 over for the win. Margin victory, 16 thou. Mirsky a little late with a 43 light. Jen Murray in a borrowed car she did pretty well in last weekend. She is going to get the head start over the number 3 car from Team Canada, Casey Kovacs. Canada goes red. Jen Murray gets the free ride. 1 over with the 17. A great pass for her. Caitlin Krause in the far lane, daughter of Randy, could be chasing this pickup. This pickup is, I love this truck. It is not an ex-pro stock truck. It is built specifically for bracket racing. Beautiful piece. Somebody's got perfect light. It ain't the truck. Caitlin, perfect light, 4 over, gets the win by 11th thou. Two old buddies of mine in the far lane racing for Team Canada. Michael J. Fitz getting the head start over Steve Dragway from Team New England. Steve and his dad Ron were two great formerly Ford racers, although Steve has come over to the dark side with the dragster with the Chevy in it. Welcome, Steve. Fitz nailed the tree, gets the win. 3 over. He had 006. Steve a 33. He was 1 over. Whole shot win for Mike Fitz. Can't say that was a surprise. Another great pair in the far lane. The number 2 car this year in Super, Matt Taccone. 8-second quarter mile Plymouth Duster up against Rob Hyatt, racing for Team Canada. Very close on the reaction times, and Taccone takes it by a couple of hundredths. Closer in the light, closer in the dial. And here's Lebanon Valley track champion Mark Beaton in the Fink Lane. Giving him great pleasure, I'm sure, wearing the number 1 this year. He'll be racing in the Race of Champions tomorrow. He's going to try to chase down Steve Russell from Island Dragway in the Chevy Vega. Russell treed him, and Russell knocks him out. He breaks out by 5 thou. Mr. Beaton, he had a 15 light, but Russell 001 and 3 over takes the win. You know, you have that number 1 on your car. You know what it really is? It's not a rectangle. It's a target. Larry McGowan in the Fink Lane, and Dana Beauchamp over in the Napa Lane. Dan and her husband Dave used to race here until they moved to Pennsylvania. Then they didn't. Gowan goes red. Dana gets the win. 473 on a 475. Cam Murray racing for Team Canada this year in the Duster will get a slight head start over the Maple Grove Monza. That makes it MGM. Cam goes red. Maple Grove Monza getting the win, 6:01 on a 6:03. When the other person red lights, it's okay if you break out. In the Fink Equipment Lane, Billy Werters, a.k.a. The Hook, from New England Dragway, up against a very nice-looking Mustang Fastback from Team Canada. And Team Canada, the Mustang, gets the win on that. Attention in the pits. Attention in the pits. Bikes and sleds to 8 and 9, please. Bikes and sleds to 8 and 9 for the gamblers. So I would guess these guys probably raced a few times during the year. Number 10 car from Maple Grove up against the 9 car from Maple Grove. And the dragster takes it. Door car breaks out by 1. Had the better light, too. Over in the far lane, Dave Beauchamp, Dana's husband, in the car she used to drive, will be getting the head start over Todd Martin from Island Dragway. Dave had the reaction time advantage, although it wasn't a big one. Goes 2 over for the win. Todd Martin 3 over with a 35. Not a bad run, but not good enough. Numedia's Brad Givier will be chasing the Dombrowski dragster from New England Dragway. That's the purple one. Oh boy. Only a 491 and a 475. Well, when light is a 003 to a 155, yeah, it can be that way. Ray Thurston Sr. in the Barracuda. The number 1 car from Maple Grove will be doing the chasing. That is Jason Amy. Thurston with light in the wind, dead on with a 1 with a 21 light. Takes out the number 1 Maple Grove car. In the far lane, Ray Stanton, former track champ here at Lebanon Valley, finished number 3 this year, not too bad. And here is the number 2 car from New Media. two heavy hitters, two fast dragsters. Stan gets the win, 002 and 2 over, red light start for the Fink Lane. So I don't understand this blue car. It says Ferrari on it, but it looks like a Chevy Vega to me. Just joking. Numidia Dragway Chevy Nova. And that's Al Ferrari driving a Vega. I wonder if he's ever driven a Ferrari. Two good lights. And Ferrari gets it in a double breakout. He's under by 4 thou. The other car under by 6. That's making some power. Robbie Boyd. Island Dragway. 69 Camaro getting the head start over Jenna Nichols. Jenna has not had a great year this year. Had some sophomore blues, some car problems, but she can save her season with a win here. She's got the light. She's got the win to start. 2 over with the 23. Jenna Nichols moves on to round 2. David Hebig, Island Dragway. That is a cool looking car here in the Fink Equipment Lane. And he's going to be chasing the other dragster in the Napa Lane from from Numidia. Hebig's from Island. That is one nice looking car. And dead on with the 9 with the 005. The far lane gets the win. Great run. In the far lane, former track champ in New England Dragway, Jackson Worders. And we all love this pickup truck. I just want to know how much those wheels cost. Pickup truck is from Numidia and Jackson racing out of New England. And the pickup truck goes red. We're heartbroken. Jackson gets the win. 495 on a 5 flat with a 33 light. Lynn Bowie. This car, do we give a best appearing car award here? I'm getting no answer. Anyway, This would certainly be in the running for it if it didn't win it. Terry Benton in the far lane. Team Island in the Camaro getting the head start. Number 1 car, Mason-Dixon. It don't just look pretty, it runs pretty. I love the color scheme on that car. That is just so different than most of the other stuff out there. Terry Benton has the light, and Terry Benton knocks him off. 2 over with a 005, beats a 3 over with an 013. Ow. I can't say anything nice about anybody because when I do, I jinx them. You know how that is.
2 ways to win. Lucky and good. A million ways to lose.
Yep. All right, here we go. Motorcycles, round 1. In the pink lane, Heather Baymond. Team Cecil up against Boyd Kleindienst. Team Mason-Dixon on the red Hayabusa. Boyd getting the head start here. Suzuki versus Kawasaki. Heather's got the light. Heather's got the win. 3 over breakout run for Boyd. Hey, attention in the pits. So attention in the pits. We are doing buybacks. Repeat, we are doing buybacks. Don't wander far. We'll be calling you shortly. Next up, Lawrence Curry and Don Hookway. Hookway from New Media. Lawrence from Cecil County. Almost a heads-up race. And Curry gets the win. 6 over with an 11 light. Beats a 4 over. So, whole shot win. Kevin Sutliff, that's a cool looking piece in the pink lane. We'll be chasing Mac Zile, our track champ here at Lebanon Valley. Sutliff has the light, gets the win, 3 over with the 26. Esther Dragway gets that one. Another one of the Lebanon Valley bikes. Adam Sharon with a big white fender up against Derek Sassari from Maple Grove. Sassari goes red, and Adam gets the win. 24 light, 564. Haley Fair, Team Esta, going to be chasing Haley Hamilton. Well, what the Haley? Sorry. And it's 2 Haleys, and they're both spelled differently. Ha ha ha. Haley Hamilton goes red. Haley Fair is late but gets the win. 563 on a 561.